you so much for tuning in. For today, I'm going to be showing you a very brief practice, yoga for anxiety. Now, I know that many of us are experiencing a lot of stress and tension, experiencing a lot of anxiety as a result of all the stuff that's happening in the world right now. And we're experiencing a lot of turbulence in our internal world as well. Now, with anxiety, it does wreak a lot of havoc on our physical body as well. Anxiety is said to lower the immune system. We lose a lot of sleep because of anxiety. And many of us also get triggered by our fight or flight response as well. So because of this, we want to alleviate that anxiety and we want to learn to take better care of ourselves. Because when we're able to stay healthy, we're better served to take care of others. So this practice can be done at any point during your day. This is also a really wonderful practice to do in the evening or sometime before bed. Hopefully this practice will allow you to feel calm and a little bit more relaxed. And hopefully we'll tap more into our parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for the rest and digest. And hopefully you guys enjoy. So we'll start this practice today by coming to a comfortable seated position. I'm going to sit cross-legged. I have a little pillow behind me here for extra support, so feel free to use that if you have a block at home or a blanket just to give you some extra support. Feel free to use that. And you'll just simply come to this shape with your arms released at your sides. You can have your hands resting somewhere on your lap or on your knees. Let your shoulders fall down and away from your ears. And you might soften or close your eyes, but if that doesn't feel safe today, you can also simply focus your eyes on one unmoving point in front of you. And as you settle here in this comfortable seat, you'll start to notice where in your body do you feel tension? You holding stress, tension in your neck, your shoulders. A lot of us hold tension in our hips. Notice that feeling. Can you breathe into that place? Taking a deep inhale. And as you exhale, envision releasing that feeling of tightness, of heaviness. You'll start to place your left palm over your heart now, your right palm to rest on your belly. And as you continue to breathe here, you'll start to notice the movement of your chest and your belly as you inhale and exhale. So take 10 deep belly breaths together. So imagine you're taking breath from the very bottom of your lungs, allowing the belly to fully expand out on the inhale and fully depress on the exhale. So let's try that together. Deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth to exhale. Inhale and exhale. You just inhale and exhale. As you continue to breathe here for 2 more cycles of breath, on your inhales, really take a deep, deep breath. And on your exhales, really focusing in on releasing every last bit of air out of your lungs. When you've finished your 10 breaths, you can slowly start to flutter your eyes open if they are closed. Slowly release your arms at your side. You'll tuck your chin in towards your chest now. Then you'll draw your right ear towards your right shoulder. A little gentle neck stretch here. So many of us now hold also a lot of tension in the neck, and we are also spending a lot more time on our devices. So this is a really wonderful practice to give us a little stretch. You might take this deeper by crawling your left fingertips off to the side. You might even place your right palm on your head, and as you exhale, you might gently press down. Bring your head back to center. Tuck the chin in towards your chest again, and then you'll slowly bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. Crawl your right fingertips out this time. And just notice that opening sensation on the right side of your neck. And then again, option again to grab hold of your head, and as you exhale, gently press down. You'll bring your head back to center. And you'll start to crawl your fingertips now just slowly out in front of you, keeping your sit bones still rooted deeply into the mat. So this practice may vary with you. Really focus in on maintaining length in your spine as you start to hinge at the hips and fold forward. You can walk your fingertips out pretty far if you wish, but you might be here, you might be here today. Find your variation that works well for you while still keeping your hips, your sit bones resting on the mat. Take an inhale breath through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Now if you far down, you might even start to crawl your forehead down towards the earth, bringing your head below the heart, which is a really nice soothing practice if you're able to make it there. If not, that's no problem at all. Slowly begin to walk your fingertips back in, and then slowly come to sit up nice and tall. We'll move now into a child's pose position. So you'll just come up onto your hands and knees. You can move your pillow off to the side. And then you'll spread your knees a little bit wider apart. And then you'll bring your hips towards your heels and have your arms extended out long in front of you. Now you'll allow your forehead to melt down on the mat. Release your shoulders away from the ears. And press your chest towards the earth. You'll just allow your belly muscles to fully relax. Deep breaths here in through the nose. And deep exhales out the nose or the mouth. Slowly begin to walk your fingertips, your hands off of your mat towards the right side now. You might place your left palm over top of your right. Keep the left hip anchored down as you bring your forehead melting down towards the earth again. So now you're breathing space into your left side body. Notice the expansion of your rib cage as you inhale. The depression of the rib cage as you exhale. To the other side now, slowly press yourself up. Walk your fingers off to the opposite side, your left this time, and still keeping the right hip rooted down. Melt your forehead down to the earth. And this time we breathe into the right side body. Notice the rise and fall of your back body with your breath. Expansion in space as we breathe onto our right side. Slowly walk yourself back to center, and then we'll lift yourself up into a tabletop position. You'll curl your toes under. You'll lift your hips up to come into a downward facing dog. Now you can take any movement here that feels intuitive here. You can pedal at the feet a couple of times by bending one knee and then straightening the other. You can even sway your hips side to side. Do what feels good for your body here. Take a deep inhale. Exhale to sigh out your mouth. Lift your right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, you'll draw the right knee towards your right wrist. Now bring the shin towards the opposite side of the room as you extend your left leg long behind you, and we'll arrive in our pigeon pose. You can give your hips a little wiggle side to side. Notice how your hips feel today. And if you're like me and you hold some tension in your hips, this might take some time to find the variation that works. Now, if your hips do not reach the earth, you can always use a block or a pillow or a heavy book underneath to support you as well. Find what feels good for you here. And for today, I'll encourage you to recline forward. So we'll start to crawl our fingertips in front of us, and then we'll recline down. I like to make a little pillow with the palms of my hand and rest my forehead down. This is a little support for the forehead here. And as you settle into this shape, notice any sensation that you feel in the lower half of your body. Notice the vibration of your heart beating as you breathe here. So pigeon pose is a really wonderful hip opener. Allows us to create more space in the lower half of our body. And since many of us are using this time more seated, this is a really great posture to counterbalance that. When you're ready to come out of this pose, you can press into your forearms, your palms to lift yourself back up slow. You'll curl your left toes under now, and then you'll step back into your downward facing dog. You can take a little pedal out with your feet once again here just to give your legs a little stretch. And we'll move to the other side to inhale to lift your left leg up. And as you exhale, draw the left knee towards your left wrist. And the shin will come towards the opposite side. Extend your right leg long behind you now. Again, you can give your hips a little wiggle and just notice if one side feels a little bit different from the other. And then before you recline forward, I encourage you to just crawl your fingertips forward. That way we can maintain length in the spine and an openness in the chest, so that you're maintaining that lift and that lengthening from the crown of your head. When we create more of a lengthened shape with the spine, we create more space for our hips to open. So again, you can recline forward. You can use your palms as a little pillow, or you can simply rest your forehead down on the mat. And you'll return to breath as you settle in this shape. And just notice any thoughts that might arise during your practice or as you hold postures.
Can you notice your thoughts and simply name them as just thoughts? Return back to the present moment by noticing any sensations that you feel in your body. Notice any feelings or emotions that linger in your mind. When you're ready, we'll slowly press ourselves back up.
And then this time, we're just gonna pour weight into the left hip, and then you'll just swing your right leg forward in front of you and extend both legs long in front of you. You're gonna bring your hips towards the center of your mat, and we'll lower all the way down to our back body here. And once we arrive, resting on our back, you'll hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze here, giving yourself a little bit of love. Then sway your hips side to side just to give your lower back a nice little massage here. And simply press the soles of your feet down on the earth. You'll have your feet about hip width distance apart here, and have your palms face down. And I want you to just stay in this shape for a moment and just notice the grounding sensation in your feet. Observe anything that you see above you. Notice any sounds that you hear. Notice all the parts of your body that are connected to the earth. Now take the soles of your feet together and then allow your knees to come out in opposite directions so that we arrive in our Supta Baddha Konasana, our butterfly or cobbler's pose. Now this is a pretty deep hip opener here. A couple options if you feel like you need some support under your knees. You can always roll a couple blankets or pillows for underneath if you need some support. You can rest your palms on your hips, on your thighs, or somewhere along your front body as well. You can keep your focus softly on one point in front of you once again, or if it feels okay today, you might soften or close your eyes. Now in this shape, and as we close out near the end of our practice, we do one last breathing exercise, a box breathing here. So you'll take an inhale through the nose on a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Exhale out 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on empty. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale out 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Just allow your breath now to return to its natural rhythm. And if you feel comfortable in this shape, you can feel free to stay here for a little bit longer. Or if you wish, you can simply release your legs out long, your arms at your side to come into our final resting shape, Shavasana, or corpse pose. Continue to allow our eyes to be soft or our focus on one unmoving point. And you'll just allow yourself now to fully surrender into this place of rest. Notice if there's a furrow in your brow or tightness in your face. Can you release that? Allowing your jaw to soften. Allow your whole body to fully melt. And just allow the earth to simply hold you here. Know that you are safe here. You are supported. Know that you are loved. You are safe. You are supported. And you are loved. Feel free to stay here for as long as you wish or as long as time allows. Feel free to give your fingers and toes a little bit of a wiggle if you're ready to bring some movement back into the body. And if you like to join me in a seated position to close out the practice, you can slowly make your way there by rolling onto your side, pressing yourself up slowly and coming to a comfortable seat. We'll end our practice together by joining our hands in prayer as a sign of gratitude. We offer gratitude today to our bodies and our breath for guiding us through this practice. We offer gratitude for our health. I thank you all for sharing your energy with me. The light in me recognizes the light in you. Namaste, and may you be well.